Hello everyone, this is Galacticus X coming back to you with another video. This time I want to talk to you about a space strategy game that I discovered recently called Alien Legacy. It's a game from 1994 published by Sierra Online, the same company that brought you all those wonderful adventure games like Leisure Suit Larry, Police Quest, Space Quest, Quest for Glory, Gabriel Knight, and so on. King's Quest, of course, was the first one that kicked off the legacy. Back to Alien Legacy, fitting title to connect to this game. It's a space exploration and game with an intriguing story. Let me start a new game.
Greetings, Captain. Scientist Houseman reporting for duty as your science advisor and executive officer. The other...
So, the story of the game begins with an exploration vessel called Calypso. You are the commander of this giant spaceship that hosts hundreds, if not thousands, I don't remember, thousands of Earth colonists kept in cryogenic stasis. And your purpose is to explore the distant solar system of Beta Caeli. Now, another expedition has preceded you called Tantalus, but it has inexplicably been lost. So, you have two main objectives in the game. First, to explore and colonize this distant solar system, and a second objective is to discover the fate of the lost Tantalus crew. This version here, right here, is the CD-ROM version that I've just discovered on the Internet Archives. It's a game that you can download for free. It has been released in the public domain, and that's fortunate because these days more and more companies spring up and appear out of thin air and claim the rights of old games that they sell on sites like Galaxy of Games and other sites. So it's not a major problem, but if this trend goes on, it will make it harder for us retro lovers to play old games from 30 and 40 years in the past for free. That's a detail I wanted to comment on. Anyway, you can see, back to our game, you can see the planets. The first planet, the habitable planet I encountered was Gaia, and if you click on the planet you can see a sort of a Cartesian 2D map of the planet, and already there's a new Terra colony which was established by automated systems when the Calypso mothership arrived on the system, before the human crew was revived from cryogenic stasis. So the robotic systems of the ship initiated the preliminary scouting of the planet and selected a suitable location to build a minimal infrastructure for you to start your colonizing efforts. So you can see here that we have several advisors, 5 advisors, and one of them, our scientific officer, has alerted us.
Captain, as we make habitats aboard the Calypso, we'll program the cryo chambers to awaken 50 colonists at regular intervals, space permitting, of course.
So as you see, the game of the CD-ROM version features a speech pack that wasn't there in the initial game. The initial game was a few dozen megabytes. I don't remember, 20, 30 megabytes. But this CD version, which installs about 300 megabytes on your hard disk, contains full speech of the utterances of your advisors.
Dr. Tiptow has been analyzing our health status from the lengthy cryogenic travel. He is putting together a battery of tests to perform on the crew. I will inform you of his progress. He does request a research lab dedicated to biology be at his disposal on board the Calypso.
So as you see, even if you don't have a clue at the beginning of what to do, your various officers and advisors send you requests and suggest the proper courses of action for you to establish a suitable colony and to start exploring and researching new technology so that you can discover further so that you can make further discoveries in the system. So let's follow our science advisor advice here and build a research lab on our colony dedicated to biology. So we leave and we go back to our colony. At any time, if you press the right mouse key, you are presented with this very convenient menu. The playability of this strategy game is very nice, very user-friendly. You can find anything with a click of a button. So you can go to Colony Manager and you can see all your colonies now. At the moment we have only our initial colony and our mothership. We go to our mothership and we'll build a scientific laboratory, research lab. And we'll speed up a little. Alright. It's going very fast.
I strongly recommend we get the necessary resources to our initial colony. It is futile to dawdle here in space when we should be constructing our first habitat.
He's getting mad because we appear to be idle because we let the time go by very quickly. So let's go back and reduce the speed of the game so that we can catch up with developments. And let's see what our other officers have to say.
Sir, we need to have one research lab on Calypso up and running for Dr. Tiptow to complete his research on a possible health risk. I'll drop a reminder into your PDA. We need to start his research quickly. If we are facing some biological problem, we need to understand it before it's too late.
So what I like about this game is that you feel like you are in a leadership position, and just like when it happens in a hierarchical in a company or in any sort of hierarchy, when you are in a leading position, you have to be very well informed and you have to count on your advisors for you to make good decisions, to be a good decision maker. So yeah, if we check our note that our engineering guy has left in our PDA, we can be at any time informed of our objectives, and we can have a look at our status of resources. We can see our various pieces of information that we have gathered about different topics. We can assess the damage in our colonies and how many enemies we have killed later on in the game. You will discover that you will have to fight the indigenous alien life forms on the planets that you colonize, which introduces an additional difficulty level, an additional factor of difficulty, because in order to combat this aggressive alien life forms, not only do you have to go around in a ship and pick them out one by one, which is a tedious proposition, but you can also build further laboratories and recruit more scientists and research, select specific methods of handling those aliens. So we have to use a research lab on Calypso to research biology for our doctor's experiments. So we go for a research lab. Change production. Select biology. Let's see our communications officer. There's something
The last of the main memory core has been rebuilt. The final message we have received from Earth to date was badly damaged. I have salvaged what I could.
We have lost some data from our ship's computer due to the intensity of the magnetic storm which knocked it out to begin with. I have recovered all that I could and inserted the entries into your PDA.
So you can find this information sent by the last transmission from Earth in the PDA. Last contact. Massive attacks. Centaurians breaking through Pluto forward defense screen. New tactics. 9 degrees above or below the clear. It's amazing in this game how many parallel stories you have to watch. You read the transmissions from Earth that reveal a very bleak picture of infighting between different human factions and unrest. You have the problem of the lost Tantalus mission. You will have to explore the planets and uncover the secrets. You have to survive alien attacks, and I assume there are much more to uncover in this game because I haven't played it. I've played the plain version, not the CD version, for a little while, up to the point when the aliens attacked me and started destroying my colonies because I hadn't provisioned for adequate defenses. Anyway. I think I shall cut the video here, but because If you like strategy games and science fiction themed strategy games, and of course you like your retro gaming, this is a fantastic game. It's in so many levels. It contains exploration. It's not arcade. It's not arcade at all. It's purely strategy. It has an intriguing story. Of course, the space theme is fantastic. You have to explore a whole solar system. Your advisors with their voices give another dimension of immersiveness and believability, if I may say, to the whole thing. It's a fantastic game, and that's why we love our games. And of course, it's free. You can go to Internet Archive and download the game. It's quite amazing, and I didn't know about this game, but now I think I'm gonna play a little more of this. Let's see what our science officer has to say.
Captain, thanks to Dr. Tiptow, we can now avert the potential problems that exist in our body's DNA by a simple invention. The details and technical schematics are listed under the tech manager at my station.
Okay, after you've made adequate progress in research, you unlock technical achievements. Tech manager, and this is the tech screen, and now we have to implement the research. Dr. Tiptow thinks he can alter the corrupt DNA mutants sufficiently so we can control the effect upon the metabolic system. Invent. Alright. So each invention has certain prerequisites from different scientific disciplines, and you have to have your research labs working and gaining points in each discipline. You have to gather enough points in physics, mathematics, biology, etc. in order to achieve your technical advances. So there are multiple layers in this game, one depending on another. You have to gather resources to build colonies, and in order to build research labs, you have to revive humans. In order to revive humans, who will become scientists, you have to build habitats. Those habitats have to be sustained with energy and mine minerals that you have to mine. And then new problems arise. You have to research new methods of dealing with these problems, and of course you have to make inventions. You have to send probe ships to different planets to help your research. It's a fantastic game. Everything complements each part of the game complements the other. It's a very tight and very pleasing game in its entirety. So this was Galactic 6.
Invention complete.
Oh, we have we have succeeded in inventing what our
Dr.
doctors...
Tiptow believes that certain mutagens have formed in our DNA as a result of the chemicals used during the initial phases of our cryogenic process. The mutagens act as a suppressant to our metabolic rates, potentially lengthening our lifespan. However, if we let the mutagens act unimpeded on our systems, they will cause our cells to stop functioning entirely in a few years.
That's
The
not good.
Tiptow blood filter induces a catalyst to mutate the contaminants, thereby letting us control the rate and make us live longer with minimal signs of aging.
This is fantastic. This science fiction angle is actually quite good. So again, I hope I will not be interrupted by any of my advisors. This is Galactic Sex signing off. Take care of yourselves. And check out this game. It's quite good. Bye.